Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. After hearing Cindy with her introductory remarks, I just said to myself that I am beginning in the twilight of my years in political office to love introductions. You see, that's the only time that I get very good things being said about me. So Cindy, thank you so much. You have been very generous tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to thank you for being here with us tonight. I want to thank you for allowing us to share your company tonight. I am also immensely grateful for the St. Lucian attorneys at law and professionals who have journeyed all the way from St. Lucia to be here tonight. But I must also say a very special thanks to Armand for making these very special arrangements for us this evening. He has allowed us to intervene in the program that he has organized. And what a spectacular and magnificent way to introduce us for this evening by that show that he had a few moments ago. I could not have asked for more. And Armand, I just want to say thank you on behalf of the St. Lucia team who are here, and indeed the government and people of St. Lucia, for a great start to our evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long and deliberative journey. For many of you, this is your industry, your livelihood, and your professional space, so it is easy to assume that establishing a citizenship by investment program is a matter of course. But for a politician, it can be an arduous decision, one which, if well executed, can lead to national prosperity and minimal criticism. On the other hand, if executed badly, can reap severe criticism and electoral calamity. The issue of awarding citizenship for commercial benefit is ideologically laden. Those who approve point to the significant income earned and an upswing in economic activity. Those who disapprove are quick to argue that it is passports for sale, it reeks of corruption, it allows for suspect characters to become citizens, and ultimately it leads to the desecration of identity. Truth be told, I firmly believe that citizenship should always be a statement of national pride and an expression of national sovereignty. I was born in a colonial setting. I was nurtured in the fight for national identity and self-determination. My consciousness was defined by an assertion of national pride. But in my twilight years, I'm a political leader in the age of globalization, itself a contradiction of nationalism. It is the globalization spirit where boundaries and identity defined by the nation state are diminishing, which is propelling the new character of a global citizen. And with global citizenship comes the need for multiple citizenships. I have never yearned to acquire a second citizenship. I am in love with my country. I am in love with my island. But in the 1950s and thereafter, many of our people sought better livelihoods and new challenges in faraway lands due to the abject economic and social conditions left by colonialism. In a curious way, They were pioneers of global citizenship. Today, our young mobile generation, empowered with technological interconnectivity, are wired to seek new lands, new opportunities, as if it is just part of their DNA. So how can I say to a young St. Lucian who dreams of working in a major financial institution in some metropole and wants citizenship of that country to protect his employment and livelihood, that he is wrong to do so? Likewise, how can I say to the family living in a troubled land and wishes a second citizenship for safe and easy travel that they are wrong to do so? In this era, we have the intensification of the phenomenon of global citizens, persons willing to move from country to country, residing in multiple cities in their lifetime. The demand for a second or even multiple citizenships are now a permanent feature of our world civilization. We also live in a world where small is synonymous with being disadvantaged. Leading a small island state is an acceptance of immense difficulty and challenge to provide civilized standards of living for citizens. Now we have to contend with new problems and challenges. We are the worst victims of the effects of climate change, the consequence of man's war with the environment in search of unbridled profits and economic expansion. The frequency of natural disasters are having a telling effect on our capacity to provide sustainable livelihoods for our people. Yet, we are deemed to live in a paradise. I guess a classic paradox of poverty in paradise. Amidst the challenges, we remain a people resilient and sculptured in struggle and survival. I have come in the vein of a practical and pragmatic leader to accept that the world is changing. The institutional insensitivities which so often pervert international discussion on development prove that the requirements and resources needed to achieve economic growth and equitable development will not be forthcoming. We need to think beyond the traditional approaches, outside the prescriptive menus to deal with our problems. Offering citizenship through investment has now also become a viable alternative. The data and statistics are there to prove its effectiveness as an investment tool. But the necessity to consider alternative approaches, and in this case citizenship by investment, must always be in a context of understanding who we are as a people and an acceptance that we are not just offering citizenship or a passport, but we are offering an identity, a people, and our place in the world. Small as we are, we have shaped the world. We have contributed to world civilization as we know it today. We have done so in a remarkable way by giving to the world two Nobel laureates, earning us the description of the highest number of laureates per capita in the world. Derek Walcott in literature, and Sir Arthur Lewis in economics. And these individuals have shaped the fortunes and influenced the thinking of many countries. We have also left our mark on many emerging countries with intellectuals and thinkers serving in public and private sectors, shaping thought and practice. St. Lucia is is a nation of accomplishments. Our contribution to world civilization is way beyond what is expected of our land size, population, and GDP. So, in some ways, we have always been global citizens. I won't be surprised to see statistics which states that there are more St. Lucians living outside St. Lucia than in St. Lucia. It is well known that we have a passion for education. Our young people have an unquestionable thirst to secure knowledge. We are a group of people who are fascinated by securing experiences in places of learning, seeking new challenges and adventures in distant lands. We are not just about artistic talent and intellectual accomplishment. We are a special and extraordinary island. We are the owners of a unique patrimony, the Pitons, world protected, World Heritage Site. As St. Lucians, we have a responsibility to protect it not just for our country, but for humankind, because it is so extraordinary, so rare. It cannot be replicated anywhere else. It is a common heritage of all mankind, and all St. Lucians have a role to safeguard it. We come from a land of romance. When I use the word romance, I'm not using it in the traditional sense that you and I know. I am using it in the sense of the extraordinary beauty of our ecological patrimony. You simply cannot expect to come to St. Lucia without feeling the beauty that it conjures, that it radiates. The romance is translated into other things. Our personality, our product, our language, our culture. That is why today, St. Lucia has been rated as a #1 wedding and honeymoon destination in the Caribbean, and is among the top in the world. But there are other secrets about the St. Lucian person that cannot be replicated anywhere else. We are a warm, hospitable, generous, and engaging people. It is one thing to have a beautiful country, beautiful topography, panoramic views, but it is really the people that inhabit the land that makes the vital difference. We do not have to train our people to be hospitable, to be generous, to be engaging, to be kind. It is natural. It belongs to us. It is not servitude. It is not polished smiles and learned lines. It stems from a passion to please and a love to share. That is why we have been so successful in marketing our country. Some say it is all explained by our mixed culture, bequeathed by our unique history and turbulent past. 7 times French and 7 times British, says the political folklore. We are a mixed people with a mixed culture. We are a mixture of Africa, of France, of England. We are also a mixture of the environment that created us. Our African ancestry has given us a passion for dancing, has given us our creativity in music, in artistic expression. And the French have given us a joie de vivre. And then the British have helped to tame the French side of us, have helped mold our personalities, perhaps better manage our emotions and contain our excesses. It is really what defines us. The authenticity of the St. Lucian, who he, she is, really lies in our Creole culture, our Creole language, our Creole lifestyle, and that is what makes our personalities so different, so full of life, color, and character. This is my St. Lucia. We have always dedicated ourselves to shaping the world because we believe we can make a difference to world civilization. Similarly, we expect that when we offer citizenship, we want our new citizens to enrich our St. Lucia, enhance our global standing, and ensure that our proud heritage endures. I trust that you can now appreciate why I am a jealous guardian of St. Lucian citizenship. Notwithstanding, I have accepted the need to move beyond the constraints of my sentimentality to approve the establishment of a program and to be here today to announce that St. Lucia is implementing a citizenship by investment program. We have taken considerable time to study the industry, its characteristics, its pitfalls, the criticisms, the praises, and the errors made, and to ensure that we learned best from those that went before us. Once we were satisfied that it was a viable option worth pursuing, we established a national task force with broad-based representation to examine various programs, determine whether St. Lucia should pursue a program, and if so, what would be the characteristics of such a program. Once completed, the task force submitted its report to the Cabinet of Ministers for review. The Cabinet of Ministers accepted the report and asked the task force to disseminate it for public review and feedback. Upon receipt of public feedback, Cabinet agreed to table the necessary legislation in Parliament. I want to emphasize tonight and to you that the legislation was supported by all elected members of our Parliament. We therefore launched this program without political rancor, with the blessing of both government and the opposition. This is a remarkable statement of national consensus, a rarity in the competitive politics of our region. We believe that our program must be guided by a clear strategic objective and implemented with defining principles. Overall, we will always be guided by balancing our investment needs, attracting the best placed persons to become citizens, and managing the number of new citizens. Importantly, we want to translate our reputable efficiency and integrity to the management of the program. Accordingly, the program will be characterized by the following. The program must be transparent. This starts with all stakeholders appointed by government to be publicly announced and gazetted. Additionally, the minister with responsibility must table an annual report to Parliament. The minister must provide an account of what monies are used for and allow Parliament to debate the report. The program must be well regulated. This involves an independent board which will provide oversight of the functioning of the unit and ensure due compliance with all regulations and laws of St. Lucia. It goes without saying that the program must be well managed. This involves engaging the best qualified persons who will receive the highest level of training. The unit will provide clear guidelines and timeframes which must be adhered to. We expect the unit to function at a high level of efficiency and output. The program must be differentiated and exclusive. This involves requiring applicants to have a net worth of US $3 million to qualify for consideration. Additionally, we have set a limit of 500 applications annually. The program must be consistent with our national priorities. This involves offering a menu of options for investment and clearly defined areas of economic activity in line with our development needs at this time. We hope that this will ensure we use the program for strategic development reasons whilst attracting persons who are best placed to invest in St. Lucia. The program must be consonant with our value for our citizenship. This means the acceptance of new citizens will not be a transactional relationship. It has to be an interactional relationship. Once someone becomes a citizen enjoying all the rights and benefits of citizenship, we will ensure that the necessary space and opportunity is created to enjoy and to contribute to national development. I don't need to provide extensive details on this occasion. The regulations governing the program will be shared with you. They provide further details on each aspect of the program. I invite you to review it and to share your views with us. It is going to be a daunting yet exciting journey for us. We are comforted by the support of the many friends which we have made over the last 2 years, and I trust we will continue to receive your support and guidance. We have come here not only to announce our program, but also to learn from you. The presence of several of our lawyers and professionals for this event attests to this. In conclusion, I take the opportunity to formally announce that the St. Lucia Citizenship Investment Program will commence accepting applications for citizenship by investment on January 1st, 2016. I thank you one and all for allowing me to address you tonight.